Let's go back to it.
Are you forced to take classes that you think are a waste of time?
Yeah, I'm
okay.
you know what?
Hold on.
And P World sub to Prime. Shout out to you, bro. Maple also subbed. Hype Train level 6. Nick Trugy gave out 2 subs. Apex Abraham gave out 5 community subs. Shout out to Apex. And then Wabbit Season cheered 300 bits. Shout out to you, bro.
So they're taking your money and they're forcing you that they're a waste of time. That's kind of scammy, right?
Oh, I think that some classes.
Ooh, some. So you have to probably go in debt, right?
Depends.
Okay.
Are you
going into debt?
No.
Okay, well, that's good.
I picked a school that actually offered me a scholarship.
Oh, so someone else is paying for your college.
Oh, I don't know. Depends on me. I mean, that's a school that wanted to give me an opportunity. But that's not what we're talking about.
Well,
we're talking about
the scam element, right? So you said that there are some classes that if students had to go into debt or had to pay for, would not be a good use of their time. So it's not representing students well.
Well, do you think like high school is a scam then? Because I had to pay for high school, but I'm not going to use AP US history in my psychology degree ever.
Well, I think AP US history is actually a really good use of time, knowing about your country and your history. And
well, but I'm not going to use that
medicine.
in my career. That's what we're talking about in the career path for college.
Let's go back to what I said, right? We said traditional college, right? 4-year college. And what a scam is, or a majority of the people that will go through the enterprise, the business, or the institution are not getting their time worth or their money worth. So therefore, I go back to my core contention, which is a majority of kids that exit college will not use their degree at all when they go to find a job.
But if you
Santiago Tutrell gifted 2 tier 1 subs. Shout out to you, bro. Thank you.
ask them, do you think college was a scam? I don't think majority of them are going to say yes. Some of them will. Some of them are going to.
Not everyone who's being scammed actively knows they're being scammed. People still buy erectile dysfunction drugs off the internet and they get scammed.
Okay, that's their own personal choice, though.
Of course, people have choices to be scammed. I'm not saying they don't have a choice. I'm making an observation analysis of the institution. For example, Flying Spirit Airlines, kind of a scam.
Okay.
Should be shut down. There's some, yeah, kind of agree. There are some things in life we have to take a step back and like, oh, the consumer is not being well served.
You want to shut down a bunch of majors in colleges that you think are scams?
No, I never said that.
So what would your proposal be to fix the scam of college?
There is no proposal. I'm simply, the contention is college is a scam.
So then what's the point of that statement?
To get you to agree.
But like, what would that do? Like, what do you want to fix in college that's going to help it not be a scam?
We can get to step interval 2 as long as you can agree that college is a scam.
No, because not for everyone. For me, I'm using a degree that's going to help people make better.
What are you studying?
Psychology and criminal justice.
Okay, so, and it's being paid for by somebody else.
I can say this as a criminal justice major, it is bullshit.
Which is fine, that's good. So psychology and criminal justice, do you absolutely need to get a degree to be able to get into psychology?
Guys, we got 873 viewers. Need to bump it up to 1,000 or I'm going to have to end the Rumble and the YouTube streams. Come on, let's go. Let's get it back up to 1,000, guys. Let's go.
Yeah, I mean, like, I could, I guess, study it all on my own.
We're at 856.
But it's just like makes more sense to go and have all these experiences. I'm getting like wonderful experiences, internships all through my college.
So
that's helping me go through it. No, it's just that this is a pathway that's really helping me.
So you know there's 11 million jobs open in the country right now that don't require a college degree.
Okay, then the people who want those jobs can go get those jobs. I'm not one of those people.
Do you think we push too many kids into college?
No.
Okay, so the national graduation rate is 59%. If I asked the room, everyone would agree that they know some people that went to college that did not graduate.
Yeah.
Right? So we're probably sending too many kids into this institution.
But if they might have been able to do it, then like, why is it not worth it to try and to push yourself to get a better education and go further in your life?
That's a bad thing, right?
But some people are able to work through that, and it's like an opportunity thing.
But when an institution is multi-trillion dollars in scale, involves 23 million of our citizens every 4 years, and is not actually bettering the country. For example, if college was so great, we would see incomes going up for Gen Z and millennials. We'd see more people who own homes.
Okay.
Kids win.
Yeah, guys, I got the speed at 1.25.
I'm telling you, this is so ableist what you're doing, by the way. I'm telling you, right? Hello, what's your name?
Alize.
Nice to meet you.
Okay, so let me start by saying, well, first of all, you said we're sending too many kids to college. Who's sending them? Who's forcing them?
Guidance counselors, parents, community.
Are they forcing them? Are they signing them up themselves?
Forcing. I never said forcing, but you can have nudging. And forcing are two different things. We also subsidize.
Also, I do want to say this, just so you guys know, I'm a little bit older, right? I'm 34, as you guys know. When I was in high school and I graduated in 2008, if you didn't go to college, they looked at you like you were crazy, by the way. This whole like college is a scam thing is relatively new. Like, because we've been indoctrinated for so long to think that college is the only way to make money. Because remember, the internet wasn't really like as big and making money on the internet wasn't a thing like it is now, where you don't need a college degree. But before, if you didn't go to college, you were considered a loser. All of the guys in here that are my age, you guys know exactly what I'm talking about. Give me ones in the chat if you guys agree with that.
College through the federal government. So you guys get subsidized interest rates, scholarships, and loans. So the taxpayer is nudging students and gently and sometimes forcibly pushing them into college. And you would agree it is an expectation if you grow up in an upper middle class home to go to college. You would agree with that. So there's a societal cultural push.
I didn't grow up in an upper middle class, so.
Okay, well, but would you see it from there? Would you see how that argument is correct?
I guess
Yeah, the college is a scam thing is a Zoomer thing, guys. It's recently, like I would say within the last 5 years with the explosion of the internet making money online, this whole college is a scam thing has been getting exposed.
Might be a pressure, but no one's sending them.
And if you don't believe me, right? I want to show you guys. Okay. Northeastern admissions price. Okay. So 81K, right? Average cost before aid. Tuition 16, 21,000, books, campus, all this other stuff. You guys want to know how much it was to go to Northeastern when I went to college in 2009? Approximately 40K. With everything included, about approximately 40K. It has doubled in 15 years. Doubled, guys. Doubled. When I went to Northeastern, it was literally 40K, everything included. Even back then, we said it was expensive. Now it's 81K. That's fucking crazy. And the only reason they were able to double the price like this is because, like I said before, if you didn't go to college, back then, they looked at you as a weirdo. It's only now that this new phenomenon is coming out saying that college is a scam. Because if more people knew that college was a scam, we wouldn't have this crazy inflation where the price is being fucking doubled in 15 years. People are just waking up to college being a scam within the last 5 years. And the proof is in the pudding because they've doubled the fucking price since I've went to school. So clearly people bought this lie, hook, line, sinker.
Yourself.
Well, of course.
We're all over the age of 18, right?
Right.
When you're in college, so you're sending yourself.
Right.
But that's besides the
point.
But
let's be honest. I mean, that's a silly argument. Yes, they're technically sending themselves. I was just at Arizona State University move-in. Everyone had their parents there. They were co-signing on loans. They were there helping pay for stuff. Parents, the ones that are still checking in. They're the ones that largely subsidize their lifestyle. Hey, mom, can you Venmo me $3,000 that I can go out an extra night? Yes, of course, when you're 18 years old, you're the one signing on the dotted line. But there's enormous pressure and nudging and cultural expectation that students go to college.
Right. Okay. I think the problem here is that it's up to the person. You can't just go to college and expect to come out with a degree. You have to put the work in. You have to put the work in. You have to make connections. And some people might think college is just 4 years of partying and drinking and making friends, whatever. But you have to actually put the work in.
No. That is what it is. That is absolutely what it is. College is a way to spend 4 years. It's a socially acceptable way to spend 4 years experimenting with drugs, having sex, being a degenerate, drinking every single day, and in general, being a fucking bum. That is what college is, guys. 4 years to allow you to do that without any type of judgment. That's what it is. I'm just going to keep it a million with y'all. And this is coming from a guy that went to a prestigious university. I have every reason to lie to you guys and say, no, college is great. It's awesome. Woo. Like, no. I'm telling you guys, even though it's not in my best interest to admit this, that it is simply an acceptable way to be a degenerate for 4 years. I was a Division I athlete, so thank God I didn't do a lot of this bullshit. But I can't tell you how many kids I went to school with that did do that bullshit.
And if you put the work in, you make connections, and you can find a job right outside college.
Well, no, not doubting that you can't find a job. It's just that 52% of them get a job that doesn't require them to get the degree.
But most jobs offer incentive pay if you have a degree. And 86% of people with the degree get paid more than people with just a high school diploma.
Guys, we're at 924 viewers. Guys, open up another tab. Let's get to 1,000 live viewers on Twitch, or else I'm going to have to turn off the YouTube and the Rumble chat, guys.
That's only if you count the ones.
Turn off the Rumble and YouTube streams. I'm going on just because you guys want to stay where you're at, and that's fine. I don't want to force y'all off, but we need to get to 1,000 viewers on Twitch. I'm willing to meet you guys in the middle, but you guys got to meet me in the middle too.
Top 10% of income earners. So not if you count humanities.
980, 20 more live viewers. Let's get it.
Not if you count people that study in the social sciences. If you count medicine, you count law. That's absolutely correct. However, the vast.
You don't have to watch on Twitch. Just open a tab on Twitch. That's all I ask. Open up your fucking laptop, open up a tab on Twitch, and fuck it, let's go.
The vast majority of kids that go to college are not studying medicine, law, engineering, business, finance. They're studying communications, social science, or humanities, which are on the lower income ladder. So as I mentioned, we have 11 million job openings in this country right now that do not require a college degree. I'm guessing in this room that within 4 to 5 years, you guys would kill to be able to earn $80,000 to $100,000 a year, yes? Do you know that in states across the country and in cities, they're offering apprenticeships to become plumbers and welders, electricians? That doesn't require for your college degree. Entrance salary, $80,000 a year.
But again, 86% of people with a bachelor's degree earn more than people with a high school diploma. No, 86% of all people with a bachelor's degree.
But if you take out the top 10%, it's actually lower than those that don't go to college. So the reason that number, that average goes up, is because the doctors and the engineers and the lawyers are the ones that
they pull everybody up. Yep.
Bring that average so significantly up. But let me ask you a question.
Because the income is so disproportionately high between people that that are doctors, lawyers, etc., between everyone else that graduates with a basic degree.
Do you think that there's any waste at all in the current college model?
Do I think there's any waste? I don't think we need all of it.
Okay, good. What part?
Well, you have to start with your core.
There's 2 years that are a complete waste. I'll tell you guys this right now. The first 1 or 2 years is just a bunch of prerequisite general knowledge classes. Big waste.
Classes. And it's like high school. You're taking the same classes in
So do you
high
think,
school.
like, for example, do you think that... Okay, nice to meet you. Okay.
All right, we just crossed 1,000. We're at 1,100 live viewers. And it's 3 o'clock in the fucking morning. Let's go, baby. We're hyped. You guys really love this stuff, I guess. You guys have been wanting this for a minute. Myron, go solo. Myron, do the solo streams, etc. Number one, I'm never going to leave Fresh. However, I will give you guys some streams where it's me reacting to shit with y'all. So let's keep cooking.
I'm Emily. Nice to meet you.
Emily. Thank you.
Earlier said that about 5% of college students are going into fields of like medicine, law, and engineering, was it?
Let me clarify.
Okay,
Yes,
yeah.
as far as they're going to be able to get postgraduate degrees. So they will go all the way up and get their Juris Master, or they will end up passing the bar or becoming a doctor, right?
Okay.
So it's easy to say doctors, lawyers,
Yeah.
but healthcare
All right, we just went down to 991, guys. Come on, get us back up over 1,000. Some of y'all close the tabs, goddammit.
professionals, if you count nurses or people that work in healthcare, that number's closer to 20-25%.
Okay, so 5%. Who here has a doctor? Can you like raise your hand if you have a doctor?
Like a medical
All right, Moon Gooby subscribed for a month. Shout out to you, bro.
A doctor, yeah. Like a medical
Yes, I do,
doctor.
yeah.
Yeah, you do, okay. 5% is still a lot of people, right?
Of course, but
Yeah.
that means 95% might not need to exist at the institution.
I don't think that's the takeaway. Just because 5%, which is still millions of Americans
Wait,
all
hold on a
across the
second.
board.
But if you were to say, hey, we only have medical schools, only have legal, we can get rid
Oh,
of
no,
gender
no, no.
studies, get
Yeah.
rid of... So what's the contention?
Well, gender studies is actually, if you look on like the pre-law track, gender studies is a pre-law track. If
Got
you're
it.
going to be a lawyer, you have to study gender studies and other social
That proves
cultural
my
studies.
point that college is a scam.
Why?
Why would a lawyer need to study gender studies? Shouldn't a lawyer
it's
know
a-
the law?
Facts.
It's a social science. The law, you think the law...
Oh, pro tip, by the way, guys. This comes from my boy, Saint the Sinner, who's also went to a preacher school as well. He says all the time, if your major ends in studies, it's a waste. Gender studies, American studies, men's studies, women's studies, whatever the fuck it may be, liberal arts studies, big L. If your major ends with studies, you're stupid.
law isn't inadvertently affected by social, cultural, and gender
Of
norms.
course it is, but shouldn't they first know the Bill of Rights, the Constitution, the Federalist Papers?
We learned
you know,
that in high
Marbury-
school.
Okay, so what is Marbury versus Madison?
I haven't been in high school for a really long time. I'm not
I
trying to
thought
be a
you said you
lawyer.
learned it.
Yeah.
So
I mean, high schools are like,
what was
it's
Brown,
public high
what was
school.
Brown versus the Board of Education?
That's for desegregating schools.
Okay, good.
Yeah, which Project 2025 wants to like defund the
Right.
Department of
So
Education.
who wrote the
So
Consti-
like
who wrote the Constitution?
founding fathers, 1778. I don't know.
It wasn't 17, it's 78.
I don't know.
Close, yeah.
Yeah.
You don't know?
No.
Okay. Well, this is the point: is that you don't learn it in high school. You don't even learn it in undergraduate, and our law school's not learning it. So maybe.
Well, I'm not in law school.
No, the point is that you were saying they already learned it, and they don't. I don't want this to be a pop quiz or trivia. I didn't go to college, and I'm asking you very basic civic questions, and you're paying to go to college, and you can't answer them.
That's so fair, but I think
Thank you. Sorry.
Yeah, I have a question. Is church a scam?
No, because church is honoring the divine and the eternal and the good and the true and the beautiful. Is college?
But it deceives people because you give a promise of
hold
everlasting
on.
life, which you don't actually get because Christianity is contradictory
Well,
logically speaking.
do you want to get into a theological debate, or are we going to talk
Absolutely.
about college? Because
Both.
I completely disagree. Jesus Christ is my Lord and Savior, and we will have eternal life.
Okay, so how, if there is a perfect being that created the world, how could we exist in an imperfect world?
I'm
an
happy to
imperfect
have this
creation?
discussion. Can we go back to college, though? Because do you think, because that's a little bit of a red herring and a little bit of a rabbit hole. Tell me what that has to do with college being a scam.
Well, I do think college can be a scam for certain people. I don't think it's a
Okay,
scam
so
for
we
everyone.
agree.
though.
So-
for people like me, college was very beneficial for me.
For sure.
I'm
But who
asking
is
you-
it a
I'm
scam,
asking
though?
you, based upon your definition of a scam, do you consider the Christian church a scam?
Of course not. It's giving people eternal life and teaches them
Wait, but if
goodness.
Christianity is false, then that's a deception.
Okay, but you think it's false. I don't. We can agree to disagree. Also,
I'm not agreeing to disagree on that.
but we're not talking about the church. We're talking about college, right? So again, also people are not paying to go to church, are
But
they?
it's a reductio ad absurdum. Do you know what that is?
Ask the question.
What's a reductio ad absurdum?
That's a Latin term that means reducing down to the lowest common belief, correct?
Yeah, so I'm taking
Am I
your
right? I didn't go
particular-
to college. I knew that.
I'm taking your
Let-
particular
let-
position,
Let
then
me
it-
let me ask you a question without you interrupting me. Do you pay to go to church?
No, I don't.
Do
Some
you-
people
hold
don't.
on, let me-
They're forced to pay based upon
Hold
their
on.
particular denomination.
And today, do you pay to go to church?
Depending on the church.
No, you don't. Do you have to go to debt to go to church?
In some circumstances, people do because they have to give
What?
up 10% of
Wait,
their income to
hold
be able
on.
to do that, which people
Which
can't afford.
circumstance?
Well, they're LDS. You understand that a lot of LDS churches specifically require 10%.
Yeah,
That's
they don't
Christian.
require it. And what you're
They
talking
do in
about,
plenty of places.
well, you're asking mainline Christian.
Isn't there stigmatization
belief.
if you don't do that?
Okay, you're good at interrupting, not good at answering.
Well, you haven't answered any of my questions
Well,
yet.
I did say no. Church is not a scam. Church is the bride of Christ. College is a scam, and college is people
This dude tried to compare the two. That's crazy.
are going into debt. They're paying a lot of money. But I want to ask you a question. You said it's a scam for some people. Who's it a scam for?
Yeah, for people who specifically aren't ever going to use it, never use any of the knowledge
So
that they receive from
52%.
it. Well, you say 52%. I don't think you can qualify 52% of people don't do that.
What number would you say?
For example, my job, that's not going to be recommended as an economics degree. Most economics majors are going to go into TikTok debating online. But I use the information that I learned in college in my job on a daily basis. So I still use
what
relevant
percentage?
qualities that are then used in my job later
Right.
on.
What percentage of kids that go to college are being scammed? Can you
I
put a
don't think anyone knows that. Because
you
it's
guess?
dependent upon an individual. I have no clue.
Shouldn't we try to find out?
Oh, if you'd like to find some empirics on that, I'd love to see it.
I just did. So 41%.
Wait, that's not a source.
Well, the Department of Education is a source.
No, the Department of Education doesn't say 41% of people it was a scam for,
Hold
or that
on.
they didn't use any of the information they learned in college.
You are using.
So are you saying none of them used any of the information?
Can I say 3 words without you interrupting me?
Do any of them
How
use
about
the information
4?
later on?
Can I say 5 words without
Well,
interrupting
you've
me?
interrupted me multiple times.
So since you say college is a scam for some people, it's a ballpark. For the kids that do not graduate, 41% that ended up going and not graduating, were they scammed?
No, just because you go and pay for a particular thing, but then you don't follow through with it, doesn't mean you were scammed.
Maybe they were
You
misled.
decided to pay for it. Oh, you could say some people are misled.
Do you
Some people
think
are
that every-
stigmatized into these things.
do you think
But
that every-
some people are misled in the church.
Do you
And
think-
you never answered my question
Well,
on that because you're trying to
I did.
take that time down so that you don't have to answer the question
Well,
about
hold on.
Christianity
So-
because you know your worldview looks terrible.
Well, what about Christianity do you want me to answer? We're
Well,
talking
I think
about
it's
college.
false. Or because I was saying,
Okay.
is church a scam? If church is a scam, that'd be predicated off of the
Okay,
idea that
but-
you're deceived into believing that there's everlasting life,
Okay, but you
specifically from
believe that
Christianity.
again.
So Christianity has to be true. So can you grant that? What's the argument?
All right, this guy talks so fast, I'm gonna have to bring it to 1.
Christianity is true. Did the
What's the
resurrection?
argument?
You're going to let me finish 3 words in a row?
Appreciate it.
Okay. Did the resurrection happen?
I don't think the resurrection occurred.
Okay, I disagree.
Okay, so let me ask you a question. A perfect creator, is it possible for them to not desire something imperfect?
A perfect is a perfect creator. I'm sorry, what? Well, we
There's a
believe,
perfect creator that desires everything that's just perfect. How can they desire something imperfect, flawed?
well, because maybe they want to get to know themselves. Maybe they want to see their own creation. Maybe they love
They
their
want to get to know them?
Can I
Or
finish?
he's all-knowing.
Can I finish? Can I finish talking here? Okay. Maybe because God loved the world so much that his creation, which rebelled against him, given agency and free will, rebelled against them, then got eternal life, what we actually deserve, and then sent his son on a rescue mission to save us from that. The church is the bride of Christ, will save us from damnation that we deserve. College is far from the bride of America. It's currently scamming the youth of this country and sending them into oblivion.
Didn't answer the question.
I did.
No, you didn't say how they could desire something imperfect.
Well, God can
We'll talk
do
about
anything.
that later. Don't
God
worry.
can do anything. So
Even something logically contradictory?
it's not logically contradictory.